Hey, great community give. This is Amanda Bonfin from the Community Foundation of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County. With me is David Larson from Larson Wealth Management. How are you, David?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Amanda?
I'm good. I can't complain. The sun is
Excellent.
out. It's shining, and you can't ask for better than that.
Well, so like what we always say, it's a beautiful day in the Shenandoah Valley.
Exactly.
I can't imagine a better place to be than right here.
I couldn't agree with you more. For those that are watching, Larson Wealth Management is a sponsor of Great Community Give, coming to Harrisonburg and Rockingham County on April 21st from sunrise to sunset, or 6:30 in the morning to 8 at night. David, for those that don't know or haven't worked with Larson Wealth Management, why don't you explain to the people watching what it is and what you do?
Sure, great. So we are a local financial planning firm. There are 5 of us here in the office. We have an office downtown here on Newman Avenue. And we work primarily with successful folks who share a lot of the same values that we share, whose lives have just gotten more complicated over time, either through employment changes, or perhaps they're getting ready to retire and they have some big decisions to make, or just any number of things that could happen throughout the course of your life. A lot of times people find that the life can get, just life has a tendency to get more and more complicated and complex, and so we meet with clients. We help them prioritize and organize their decisions that they have to make, and we just walk alongside them just to help them make the most important decisions, so they can benefit their families and also some of the organizations that they support and that they love. And so so like I said, we're pretty small. There's 5 of us here, but we just love what we do. We love our clients, and we love working here in the Shenandoah Valley. We're, like what we always say, we're here to help, and we're here to help give you clarity and confidence in your financial future.
Well, it definitely shows how much you love the work just based on your explanation right there. So, David, why don't you explain how Larson Wealth Management has partnered with Great Community Give? This is not your first time partnering with us either.
Yes. So we were a sponsor of the event, and we just, when we first heard of the idea of the Great Community Give a few years ago, we just love the concept. Just to first off, we're pretty competitive people, so we like the competition aspect of it, for one thing. Just to see the nonprofits just kind of using all the different programs that you have through the Great Community Give to encourage people to give, and to encourage large gifts and small gifts, and just because we really think that I think a lot of people think that you have to have millions of dollars to make an impact. And so I think that one of the great things about the Great Community Give that we like is the concept that anybody can start giving, and anybody can develop these habits of giving that they can start, and then those habits can then carry them throughout their lifetime. Because I think a lot of times people don't realize how much of a joy it is to give. A lot of times people can hesitate giving because they're concerned they might not have enough for themselves, or they have whatever the case may be. And I just personally like the concept because I think it can help more people realize the joy of giving, which as the old saying goes, "'tis better to give than receive." And I think it's really that statement is just embodied in everything that you guys are doing with the Great Community Give.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I feel like maybe some people think that giving or donating is seen as more of a loss than it is as a gain. And I see it as more of a gain to myself and to the people around me. And it makes all the difference. Like you said, whether it's $10, $50, $100, whatever you're able to give, it is just so incredibly important to give, no matter what, to the causes that you know and love. So.
Yeah, it's like whenever I make a gift to an organization and they thank me for the gift, often I'll say, "Hey, it may look like I'm on the giving end here, but I'm on the receiving end of this deal." So I think more people should look at giving that way, and I think that the Great Community Give can be a good way to help people realize that fact.
Absolutely. So what is your experience with nonprofits, if any? What has been your personal experience working with nonprofits?
Well, I've been involved in the community for about 20 years since I started working in the business here, and so it started out with various boards that I'd served on. First board that I served on was the Harrisonburg Education Foundation. That meant a lot to me because both my parents were teachers, and so I wanted to get involved in education. And really, a lot of what we do here is just to educate clients to help them make wise financial decisions too. So that was the first nonprofit that I was involved with when many years ago. Since then, I've been very active in the Rotary Club of Harrisonburg. I served on the board there, also as president for a stint there, and also have served on the board of the RMH Foundation. Was just obviously a fantastic organization here in the community, just headed by my friend Corey Davies, who's just doing a fantastic job there. And then now I'm on the board of New Creation. I've been on the board of New Creation for about 5.5 years now, and I think in particular the Great Community Give has been very good for New Creation specifically. It's really helped to get the word out. You know, a lot of people who had not heard of New Creation in the past, maybe now they're aware of New Creation because of the efforts of the Great Community Give. And so we're just really excited to be a part of it again. So just want to give a shout out for New Creation, for any of you guys, for anybody out there wanting to decide how you're going to allocate your funds. I'd encourage you to take a look at New Creation. We exist to help fight trafficking in the U.S. Believe it or not, it actually does happen in the U.S. And also overseas, and just to provide support and education for just anyone involved who has been impacted by trafficking. So yeah. So that's basically the extent. I've done other things here and there, but those are mainly the organizations that I've been involved with over the years.
Well, I mean, it's very obvious you are very community focused, and going out in the community and volunteering your time and energy and expertise. So thank you very much for being a part of those organizations in such a great way.
Like I said, it's a joy. It's a joy. So it's a pleasure to help. So
yeah,
happy to do it.
So for the other organizations, for people who don't know, the organizations you were a board of, I know what they are, but what were those causes? What are the causes you are passionate about in general?
I think just any type of organization that wants to help people help themselves. So any organization that can provide education so people can better their lives, can help. Like one of the things I like about New Creation is that they purchase goods that are made by some of these survivors from trafficking. They buy these goods from them and they resell those goods for a profit, and then they take the profit and they plow it back into the mission. And so I think a lot of times, like personally, I think there can be any way you give is good. Obviously, there are plenty of great nonprofits that need funds, but for me personally, I tend to feel more strongly about organizations that don't necessarily just provide a handout, but really focus on the relationship aspect of it, and looking at ways that we can really partner with people who just got a bad lot in life, or who may need some extra support, and just organizations that just walk alongside those people to really help them up. So New Creation is just one of those organizations. There's plenty of other great organizations like that here locally and around the world, but that's really, I think, where our focus, at least where our hearts are really impacted the most, is by those types of organizations.
Oh, that's amazing, David. And I wish all the best to all the organizations and the organizations that you support as well. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, for those watching, I have David Larson from Larson Wealth Management. They are a sponsor of Great Community Give, coming on April 21st from 6:30 in the morning to 8 at night. To look at all the nonprofits that David just mentioned and even more, you can visit our website, greatcommunitygive.org. Thank you so much, David, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.